Steve Smith Sr. is finding himself in the middle of some considerable drama, which, as of when we started this stream, at least today, he had not commented on. But it's never fun when your private stuff gets out there like that, especially when it's something like this for Steve Smith, former Carolina Panthers and Baltimore Ravens wide receiver. Steve Smith Sr. is accused of having an affair with a Baltimore Ravens employee. A husband of a Baltimore Ravens employee is alleging that former NFL wide receiver Steve Smith Sr. had an affair with his wife. Tony Martinez took to X on Saturday morning to put Smith Sr., now an employee of NFL Network, on blast. In a post that tagged a variety of people, a lot of different people got tagged in this, including TMZ, ESPN, Antonio Brown, Yeti Coolers, and others. Martinez wrote, "My wife works for the Marching Ravens," so the marching band that the Ravens have at their home games. "She met Steve Smith Sr. at work. Steve Smith has been fucking my wife. I got receipts. I got a lot more, homie." Now, of course, leave it to Barstool to put in everything, including the selfies that Steve Smith was sending to this person's wife. About to get a workout in. I'm getting a little chunky. And then some pretty, pretty R-rated text messages right here. I'm not going to read them, but you can read them if you want. Talking about her sucking his dick and all this shit like that, right? This guy then recorded himself calling Steve Smith, and Steve Smith basically stayed silent for 90 seconds of the phone call, other than just to say, "I'm sorry," when confronted with this.
Wow.
Look, these things happen all the time. Affairs occur all the time. People cheat all the time. But when it's a notable person like Steve Smith and somebody finds out and blasts all the intimate details all over online, obviously never where you want to be. He even logged in. I don't know if he hacked, logged into his wife's Facebook and says this: "Hi, I'm Nicole Martinez, though I won't be a Martinez much longer. You see, I've been cheating on my husband, and I've been doing so with the very famous Steve Smith Sr." Posts all of this stuff, all the selfies they sent each other.
Wow.
Which, this is going to be a meme for a long time. This is going to be, look at this. It's 20 degrees. Then this picture. Turn you over, get deep inside you. It's the very next message from Steve Smith after he sends this very terrible angle selfie. Bro, this is not good for Steve Smith. He has not fucking responded to any of this yet.
He works for NFL Network, right?
He does work for NFL Network. He does work for NFL Network at this point in time. I imagine some sort of statement's going to be out there because you can't just ignore something like this forever. Again, things happen. People cheat on each other. I'm not the moral police. I'm not the moral authority on anything. But when you are a guy like Steve Smith and all of this stuff gets out there and it's a Ravens employee, it makes you wonder, how long has this been going on? When did they meet? How has this happened? All of this shit. And it is bad news right now for Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah, I mean, this executive, he may want to talk to his wife a little bit more to find out even more details, because he's putting Steve Smith out there. But what about your wife? She seemed to be having a very, very good time with Steve Smith. And they're probably right. She won't be Mrs. Whoever she is, Martinez, any longer.
And how long has this been going on? Is this going back to his days when he was playing for the Ravens? Is that how he met her? And this has been going on for years? Because Steve Smith has been retired for quite some time now. Or did he meet her, after he retired and he's, doing stuff for NFL Network on the field, maybe, got introduced that way. But I think the big question here is, how long has this been happening? If this has been happening for like 5 or 6 years and he just found out, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and like even in the post, right, he took over he logged into his wife's Facebook to post this, obviously. Mm-hmm. I believe I violated some fraternization rules by hooking up with Steve at the training facility and tags Baltimore Ravens in it. This is the guy, Antonio Martinez, who posted all this. Now, I think the initial Twitter account that he put out there has been suspended, maybe because of some of the stuff that he revealed and the posts that he put out and the video that he posted of his call with Steve Smith. Who knows if it got flagged down or not, but a lot of drama for an old man like Steve Smith Sr. to get caught up in.
Go back to that Facebook post. Hold on. My husband has bought me a house. I stood by my side after I had been arrested for domestic violence twice.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Obviously, this is all coming from the husband posting this. Very one-sided, clearly.
Sure.
And we have to take all of it with a grain of salt. It's someone who's really fucking pissed that he just found out his wife's been cheating on him. But yeah, he kept tagging Antonio Brown because he wanted Antonio Brown to talk about it. That's why.
Right.
That's why he's talking, because he felt Antonio Brown would be someone who would spread his message out there. But it's fucking nuts, man. That's
crazy.